We're shedding our masks and breaking down walls. Hell, we may even drop our drawers. That's right. We're going commando with Angela and Dana. Hi, my name is Dana Sardano, and this is Angela DiMarco, and we are going commando. Going Commando is a little show that we put together because we understand the importance of authenticity, and we understand the importance of being who you are, embracing that, bringing that to the world, and celebrating it. And we do that, and we hope by doing so, you do the same. And before I say, good morning, Miss Angela, I have to make a comment about my shirt. I love presents in the mail. Love them so much. I love to send them.
I don't think anybody who watches knows that, Dana.
I love them. Prezzies in the mail. Oh my God, I sent them. I walked to the post office. I just sent all the books out and I had like a stack and I'm like, I'm here. And they're like, oh, I said, make room, make room. So anyway, so Angela sent me a Prezzie in the mail and I love it because obviously I wear the ridiculous shirts. I found this humorous. And when I opened it, I was like, this is hilarious. And my family's like, So, love my new shirt.
I got you, boo.
Good morning, Miss Angela. How are you today?
Good morning. I apologize, everybody. I'm getting over being sick, so my voice is all raspy and sexy today. So I apologize for all of the noises I will be making. I'll do my best. I don't think she would apologize for those. So good morning, Dani. Yeah, I love buying you presents in the mail because you're so fun to buy presents for. Because you're just like, especially if I don't tell you they're coming, but I can't help it. I'm like, did you get a present yet? Did you get it?
Yeah, dude, I'm quirky AF, dude. So it's easy. It's easy to buy ridiculous shit for me.
Yeah, it's fun to do like no reason presents, you know? So if anybody's out there, you know, if you have someone in your life, like go buy a card, go buy something stupid and send a friend or a family member just a random present for no reason. Yeah. It'll make you feel good. It'll make them feel good. And they might pay it forward and do the same, you know?
Yeah. This Barry Manilow, I don't know if we're going to be able to, we can see it, right?
Probably not. Maybe scoot your camera a little bit.
Which way is it go this way?
Yeah.
I'm on frogs. But my Barry Manilow, our friend Taro, sorority sister from a billion years ago, a couple of years ago, we're not present senders in the mail. Like there's no like, oh, it's Christmas, you know, and she just randomly sent it. So I get this box in the mail of this cardboard cutout of Barry Manilow. I'm like, oh, Prezzies in the fucking mail.
And you've had the most fun with that, with your photo shoots.
Oh my God. I'm due for a new photo shoot, I think. It's been a while. So yeah. So okay, I'll put that on the list.
All right. So send a Prezzie in the mail to a loved one. Have some fun. And if you do, put it in the comments and maybe you'll get a Prezzie in the mail too.
Likely will. Yeah.
Likely will. Okay, everybody. So we are in season 7 of Worthiness, and we're talking about the concepts in our collaborative project called I Am the Captain. In I Am the Captain, it's a series of 16 stories of me kind of like going through different trials and tribulations and how I came out the other side or learned from them and integrated them or whatever it might be. And they're just individual stories that I'm hoping that will inspire you to be like, hey, I've been through a divorce. Hey, I do that. Hey, I've started a business. And oh, maybe I can face my own stuff and get better too, you know, better, happier, joyful, content. And what Dana did was paint a version of me for each of those stories. And it's just fantastic. It's so special. And we'll be releasing it soon. So I'm really excited. We're in the final editing process and we'll be telling you guys how you can get your hands on that. But it's really, really beautiful. So anyway, so today we're going to talk about I Am Growing. And in I Am Growing, I did a lot of obvious, you know, because I'm pretty obvious when I write, but you know, garden metaphors. No surprises there. I'm not that clever. But I remember the reason why the story started was because I moved into a house with this gorgeous backyard. And up until that point, I had like a black thumb. Like I couldn't grow anything. People would give me plants. They would die. I'm like, that's so sweet. Thank you for the thing I'm going to throw away in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I
thank you for the new pot.
Yeah, I couldn't keep anything alive. And it was like the big joke, you know? And so we got this garden and it's gorgeous, all this beautiful stuff. And I was like, let me try. And that first summer that I tried, it moved in October. And that summer I started planting stuff, like starting from seedlings, whatever, just understanding. And I grew food and I was like, what is happening? And it was amazing. It was amazing. And it was also at that time I left a career like a 6-figure career to start my own business at that same time. So the garden became this metaphor for myself and as an entrepreneur, and the learnings and the surprising myself and the testing and the failing and all that stuff, the trials and tribulations of growing anything, right?
Yeah.
You learn, you test, you try, so that worked, let me do more of that,
Yeah.
that didn't work. And that's really what this is about just recognizing the path of growth, and realizing that it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to test and try, but you got to learn from all those things. That's really what I was writing about in that story.
Yeah, yeah. And we open disclosure, we were going to record a few days ago, Commando, and we both were like, "Ugh." Angela was on the verge of like really being laid out sick. And
Mhm.
I'm always going through, the muscle shit and moving my traumas and my issues and my tissues. And like, it like fucks me up. And it was, so we both got on and we both were like, and we're like, all right, we'll do it. We'll do it on Monday. So here we are. So, but the reason I think that piece of information is important is because what I've come to realize about our growth, first of all, we're all growing. Some of us
Always.
are growing at different paces. You know what I mean? Some of us are growing sideways. Those plants that grow through the fence, they go sideways.
Like a
But
mint just grows everywhere at once.
right, right. But we're all growing. But some of us are very intentional. We're fertilizing. We're making sure that we read the little tags. Light, full sun. There was always a joke in my house. Is it light or is it full? What does that mean? Light, full sun. But anyway, so we know how much water, we know how much fertilizer, we know how much sun, and we're really, really, really growing. And what Angela and I realized on Friday, I'm going to speak for you now,
Please do.
Angela, is that part of the growth process is recognizing all the pieces. It isn't just throwing a seed in the ground and then just, hoping for the best. It's really recognizing all the components. And Angela and I are always, B to the W. We are always balls to the wall with
Always.
everything. We have an idea. So ridiculous.
So classy.
But B to the W. So
I'll ask your D later.
yeah, I was just thinking that. Oh my God, you know me so well. But we have an idea. We're like, let's do this, and we jump at it. And sometimes the focus is scattered because there's so many things that we like to do. And Friday was such a beautiful example of both of us recognizing that a component of our growth is rest.
Mm.
A component of our growth is introspection. It's being gentle with ourselves. That is a component of our growth. And I was telling Angela, I had come to realize, like, very, very specifically, the components. You have the experience, whatever it is. Whatever, plant the seed in the ground, start a business, have a conflict with a spouse, whatever it is, you have the experience. And then after the experience, you learn the lesson from the experience. So what Angela and I do, and I think a lot of people do, is we learn the lesson and we're like, dun, 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 right? Now we just want to bring it to the world. But there's a very, very important component before the application process, and that's applying it to your life and bringing it to the world. It's that integration, and that integration looks different for all of us depending on what needs to be done to integrate. Well, how do I know? How do I know what to do? You listen. And Angela finally, I joked that she was a rhino with a tranquilizer dart. Finally listened to her body. She's like, I think I'm sick, but I'm going to pick up the kids and we're going to go to the trampoline.
And then I'm going to make dinner. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like, she's like, oh, and then we're going to go to the petting zoo tomorrow. I'm like, lay the fuck down. Which meanwhile, this is coming from the person with double knee braces. And I'm like, I'm just going to do a quick run. I got both braces. I'm good. You know what I mean? So it really was a testament to our growing, to our learning, to our understanding that recognizing that integration period comes, they say, again, whatever your beliefs are, but God made the world, the earth in 7 days, but on the seventh day he rested. The Jewish traditions and Jewish religion, really, really hold Shabbos sacred because that is a day to do nothing. So we kind of take it for granted. Oh, they don't do anything. They don't carry, they don't exchange money, they don't flick the light switch, they don't do whatever the fuck they do. You know what I mean? with all due respect, that was totally crass. But you know what I mean? They don't do what they
A
do.
little bit.
No, but they respect that day of rest.
Mm.
But if you trace it back, it comes from, we all need to, like, once the shitstorm of whatever is going on in life, starts to rest, we need to take that time for ourselves. And that's what Angela did. And that's what I did. And I know I feel a lot better.
Yeah, yeah. I'm on the verge. I probably could have done one more day, but
Yeah.
seriously, it's more vocal now. So, but yeah, it was very hard for me because I had Christian home, and luckily he was really good. I was cool with him just laying next to me, and playing on his iPad. I had to resign to like not entertaining my kid, And then, Chris took him out. So I had a couple hours I was on the couch from like 12:30 to 7:30. I was just like, like I can't move.
Yeah.
I was sick. It hit me. And it's good because we also had from that came a huge epiphany, right? Because
it's such a good one.
It's such a good one. It's such a good one. So yeah. So it's honestly just like that listening to my body, you get like rewarded. When you listen, you get rewarded.
Yeah.
By being able to hear the guidance, being able to hear your gut. And when you're not feeling well, I don't know if it's with you guys, like this morning, Christian's asking me, like, why is pregnancy and pregnant? What's the difference between the two? And I'm like, what is he? It's like on a baby kick. I'm like, why are you wishing a baby? But it's like, he's asking so many questions because he's sick. So many questions. And I don't feel good, but I know it's me not feeling good.
Yeah.
And he's just being curious, right? So I can't be like, grr, but I really want to be like, shut up. My poor little guy. So it's just listening. But I did have a really good epiphany about our business and just things that we want to do. And that came from sitting around doing nothing,
Yeah. And that I think that's so important because those of us that are driven, you know what I mean? We really don't understand or the power of that resting period. You know what Rob said to me the other day when I was like telling about how you and I were like, you got this forest shut down and we're both chilling out. And he goes, that's why they don't do legs every day at the gym. They have leg day, they skip a day for repair. And he's right.
He's right.
He's right. You don't do legs every day, at the gym. Tell everybody, even though everybody knows, but it's just so funny to hear. Tell everybody how I wrote 10 recs.
Oh my God, because you had COVID. You got COVID and you freaking wrote a book.
I was forced into rest.
This is a brilliant idea.
I was like, oh my God, I'm so smart. Let me just get this in my phone for later. But before I had COVID, I mean, those were the heydays of the gallery. I'd just come off Chakra Khan. Yeah. So it was run, always to the next thing. And what I'm realizing more and more, you got sick. And you were forced shut down, forced rest, and then you had this beautiful epiphany. But there is a pendulum for all of us. You know what I mean? The more we listen to our bodies, listen to the subtle energies, whatever that looks like, we slow down and we listen. The pendulum is not so boom, where I had to get COVID to write a book. Boom, where you had to get super sick to have this wonderful epiphany. It won't be like that. So basically you're going through life and you're like, I'm feeling a little run down. I'm going to self-love, self-care. I'm going to chill out today. Oh, but if you don't go to work, blah, 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 or if you don't do the blah, 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 shut the fuck up. I'm listening to what's good for me, not the pressure of success or whatever drives us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the pendulum is a little bit more like this. We don't have to have these crazy illnesses or when people get disease.
I know.
People get serious illness. It's because something physical, emotional, whatever has been ignored and it evolves to that point.
Yeah. Well, to that point, I've been around my boyfriend and his kids and they were all sick and I was fine. Even up till like last Sunday, I was fine. And what day was it that you and I worked and we were like, okay, we're going to come up with all these ideas. And I reverted to my old coping methods. Was that Monday or Tuesday?
It doesn't matter. Monday or
doesn't
Tuesday.
Matter. Whatever day it was, I was around all these people who were sick. I was fine. And then we had a day where I reverted to my old coping mechanisms and we came up with this whole plan and it was this whole thing. And it was everything I said I didn't want to do. And then the next day I was like, Dana, I don't want to do this. And you're like, let's not do this. I'm like, okay. But it was like too late. Like I got sick because I wasn't listening. And it was about like, it's truly about that integration of like, okay, well, do I really believe that I don't want to do these things? I don't need to do this old stuff to get where I want to go over here. Like I thought I put it to rest, but it was my first go-to. My notebook was full of all these things that we're going to do. And I was all stressed out about it
And
again.
even I was like, okay, tell me what you need me to do. Meanwhile, I was like, oh, I don't know.
I know. And then the next day I was like, this doesn't feel good. And you were like, so let's not do it. And I'm like, yeah. Okay. And then I got forced shut down. Then I got this great idea of what I actually want to do. And it feels good. And it doesn't feel like stressed. And I even told you when I had the idea, I was like, I'm putting that piece of candy right here in my pocket. We're going to take care of these other things first, which is something I don't do because I would try to get everything done at once, you know?
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, okay, then we're going to finish this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Then we're going to do this. And this is going to be amazing. And I'm focused and I'm planning it in the back of my head.
Yeah. Yeah. It's here.
Consuming. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even though I was forced shut down, it was very productive. You know, it provided a lot of clarity. So it's like, you think that if you're going to take a nap, if you're tired, like I can't take a nap, blah, blah, blah. Take a freaking nap because you're going to be working in your brain. You're going to be thinking of things and things will come clearer when you're listening to your body. So I didn't listen. I didn't have full integration of what I wanted to do. That whole big epiphany when you were here, I lost all of that in a blink of an eye. And I went to my old coping mechanisms of, we got to do this and this, make myself really busy and want to throw up. And I'm like, this doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good because I said I didn't want to do that. So why am I doing that?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that integration is everything. You know, it's the reason we shut down our computers. I never shut down my computer. I'm like, why is all this weird stuff happening? Dan, when was the last time you shut down your computer? Or if my phone's not working, Rob, like, when was the last time
I never shut down my computer, ever.
But that forced shutdown, otherwise shit goes south and it shuts down on its own, right? It gets all fucked up. So I really think that the message for all of us, because it looks different. It looks different for all of us. But I think the message is truly to honor those moments of quiet, those moments that create clarity, not allowing the fear of how we've been brainwashed that we always have to do something or hustle to make things happen. Yeah. It's in those moments. It's in that allowance of the integration and even the self-care. I can't, you know what I mean? I can't just lay on my couch. Who does that? People who care for themselves. People who understand their bodies are tired.
Yeah.
People who don't put 2 knee braces on and go, fine, fine. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that, I think that's a really important message. And coming from you and me, it's a really big deal because we are the worst offenders.
I know. We really worst offenders. Rhino with a tranquilizer dart.
Oh my God. Same. I had COVID. I'm like, I gotta go get Mickey Mouse ice cream pops because it's Rob's birthday. Like, lay down. You have COVID. Remember? So I actually went. I'm not proud of this, but I actually went. I had my mask on, and I'm in line. No, I didn't get tested. He had COVID, so there was no proof. So I wasn't really doing anything wrong, right? So I'm getting these Mickey Mouse because he had to have them. It was his birthday, and I'm like, I had to cough, and I'm like, if I cough, remember, we're going back to 2021 when everybody was
that was like everyone coughed. Everyone's like, no.
I know. So I got my mask on. I have COVID, and I'm buying it, and I'm like, try that.
You had your mask on, though, at least.
I had my mask on.
You had your mask on.
I do want to bring up another point, if it's okay with you, about this concept of growing.
Yeah.
That there are, remember, we said when we opened this thing that everybody grows. Whether we're growing sideways or they're growing into the ground, everybody grows. But those of us who are more intentional about our growth are growing at a much quicker rate. And as a result, some of us are outgrowing those that we kind of started with or those that have been in our lives. And that's a rough place to be when we start seeing or feeling the dissonance with the people that we care for. But it's just like, if you look at it logically and scientifically, you have 2 seeds. One is getting sunlight. It's getting the proper fertilizer. It's getting the proper water. It's getting natural rain instead of the hose, getting all these things. And the other one is not. It just is. So does this flower have a responsibility to wait for this one or to help this one?
No.
You know?
I mean, you can't, right? You got to take care of yourself. And I know that sounds selfish, but this is the time to be selfish, like to be of the self, because you're not helping anybody if you're holding yourself back. So, and it's
That's true.
hard. I've had so many occurrences like that over the past few years through all this growing. So many
Well, you're flying
people.
through those circles.
I'm
You're flying through them
flying.
because you're so intentional about what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. And while there's like there's a sadness about it, like there's a part of me that's like I'm just grateful that I had the experiences I had with those people, all of them,
Yeah.
all the people that are not in my life anymore. I'm grateful for all of the experiences. I'm grateful for the memories. I'm grateful for the things that I learned through those people. I have no anger, no sadness towards them, no resentment, no guilt. It is just like this feeling of like I'm a big flower in the sun. Does a flower apologize for enjoying the sun to the little guy down there that can't quite grow? You're like, come on, I see you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just, when you're talking about those relationships, they don't have to, they can naturally fall off. You know what I mean? Like you start by energetically pulling away the people that don't make you feel too good anymore. Like it feels weird. All of a sudden you don't agree on things that you used to agree on. And that's because you're growing. And it's okay to just like distance yourself a little bit and let that naturally fade away and just appreciate it for what it was.
Appreciate it for what it was.
And
Yep.
when you do that, when you lose one relationship, you find someone who's more in alignment with you, and it's magical. It's magical.
Yep.
So
Yep.
anything that ever feels lost in your life gets replaced. It's like sand when the water comes in. You dig a hole and the sand comes in, it gets
Yeah.
replaced. It
Yeah.
just gets replaced with what you're aligned with.
Yeah. Yeah. And the people that come into our lives, all of us for each other, we're here to teach and to learn from one another. Right. So we're here for the assist. So as we're growing, let's just use the term vibration. As we raise our vibration, those that we've been teaching and learning from, if they remain in that same vibration, then it's just like it just no longer serves you. Like if I move to the 10th grade, I'm not going to sit in a classroom with the ninth graders anymore. I'm going to go into a 10th grade class and hope to connect with more 10th graders. And that's just the nature of how it is. And it's really when you look at it that way, you can be grateful for the experiences you had, even the shitty ones,
Even the
because there
shitty
were
ones.
shitty experiences in the ninth grade. You know what I mean? But now that you're in the 10th grade, and like Angela said, the new ones come in and you teach and learn from them, and then you move on to the next one. What's cool though is when you align with other 10th graders, some 10th graders will want to stay in the 10th grade. And that's okay. You could assist them while you're there. You could support them, be a little cheerleader, but maybe a few of you now want to move on to the 11th grade and some of you want to stay there.
Yeah.
Great. See you
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
And then you move on to the 11th grade. And what I find is the more, grades, that I graduate to or level up, fewer people want to come, but that's okay. Whoever wants to come, great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Totally.
it's I think when you look at it that way, it's easier to let go of, because I have yucky feelings for people for experience that have had. And I'm like, there's nothing to feel yucky about. Just let that go. It's all part of it. It's all part of it. We're all doing
Yeah.
the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Totally. And I think that you and I are similar in that if because we're growing so intensely, we'll say it intensely, intentionally and intensely, the people that are in our lives, as long as they're showing some kind of growth, doesn't have to be as fast as us, but for me, as long as somebody is showing signs of growth,
Yep.
we can hang, you know what I mean? Like then it's like, come on, little flower, grow, I see you doing it. But if
Yep.
someone is like just like, no, not gonna grow, I'm staying here, okay, well, sorry, I gotta go.
Or I'm going to go sideways.
Yeah, they're going sideways. They're like, it's better over here where it's fairly familiar. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Do you mind?
young.
I know when we were doing that growing thing, I told you I had a soul traveler card that I thought might be appropriate to this
Yeah.
conversation. All right.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else, or should we close with it?
Now we can close with this. It's
Okay.
good.
So,
Soul
ooh,
traveler card.
look at that. Okay. So, I thought of this when I grabbed it when I knew we were going to have this conversation, and I just
Hold
thought it
on a
might.
second. So for
Yeah.
anybody that doesn't know, Dana
Oh,
and her and our great friend Anne-Marie Scorti created this deck of soul
yeah.
traveler cards. It's Dana's gorgeous artwork and Anne-Marie's brilliantly channeled messages that are just so inspiring. The deck of cards is absolutely stunning. It's the kind of thing you can just like have with near your
Yeah.
coffee and pick one in the morning and be like, okay, here's
Yeah.
my message for the day to contemplate on. But they're
Yeah.
brilliant, brilliant,
They're
brilliant messages for
yeah. They're
being a
really
good
great.
human, a happy human. So
Yeah.
just absolutely stunning. As you can see, I'll put the link. You can go to Ubuntu Fish Gallery in the shop and you can get them there.
I appreciate you doing that. I was going to explain them, but in all those decoding the woo woo episodes,
Oh,
like I
yeah, you
have
did
my
so
okay for those of you who don't know it, I was like just skip past it, but can't skip past the
Oh,
integration.
okay. So Decoding the Woo Woo, if you guys want to watch Dana's show, Decoding the Woo Woo is streaming on our YouTube channel at Going Commando with Angela and Dana, where you're watching this episode. Thank you very much. So you can watch all of the episodes for Decoding the Woo Woo, and it's just this brilliant, more educational, practical tips, tricks, tools, all that kind of stuff, magic. So you can become like, this great human, but they're great. It's free. Check it out. There's a playlist called Decoding the Woo Woo. Click down below. All right, there you go.
That's so funny. I was trying to think of something else to mention that you'd have to explain. I was going to be like,
pick
so
one.
in the 10 recommendments.
So go to, if you want to catch any of our books, get any of our books, go to, I know, seriously, go to phenom-publishing.com and you can see our vast work of incredible works that we have there. Besides Dana's brilliant books on how to become personally empowered, you can also find Paolo's brilliant book, Forever Connected.
So good.
My God. If you are looking for a book, this is like the best weather. I don't know. Northeast is like, it's getting colder. It's like getting to be fireplace season. It's like, you want a great book for the next like couple of months. This book is a brilliant, and it's akin to like Lord of the Rings meets like a Kurt Vonnegut book. Like it's
really good, and it's about really
brilliant.
addressing grief and fear and all of it. It's really about the personal evolution, but it's written. It's epic. It's epic. It's like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings epic.
Yeah, it's an adventure. It's not like a how-to book or anything like that, but it's wonderful. So Forever Connected by Paolo Cepaccione. And then we also have books by Anne-Marie Scorti. So Anne-Marie, you're gonna hear the channeled message shortly. We like left you hanging there.
Yeah, I know. I forgot what we were doing. I was like, "What's this
out?" But Anne-Marie has a book called Project Aura, and Aura is her guide who comes through her, and she journaled all the experience and all the words that came through. And then it's really funny because Aura's and I'm all chills, so they must be here. Aura's messages are all very beautiful and elegant, and then Anne-Marie will be like, "What the fuck was that?" Like, it's just awesome because she's so quirky and fun.
Yeah.
And then she's got another book, Happy Hour at the Water's Edge, which is a short book. It's the first book of a series, and it's a total Alice in Wonderland kind of meets the Alchemist. Yeah. And so we just have fantastic catalog of books. Dana's book, A Woman's Journey, with all of
Don't forget yours.
Oh, my brilliant book, Uniquely You, Update 52. If you're a founder, starting a business, or want to get out there and start something new that you are afraid of, mine's a good book to kind of learn from my mistakes. All out there. Anyway, phenom-publishing.com, and that's all I got for us today.
That's all I'm
about that.
Okay, so this painting is actually square, so there's more red. It's called Tazzie's Babies. Actually, I painted this. This was a commission from the chick that sent me the Barry Manilow. Okay, I digress as well. All right, it's called In Tandem. It is important for you to understand that as your vibrational level rises, your energy transforms. People, things, and situations that were previously compatible with you may no longer be so. Rest assured, these will be replaced with others harmonious with your new frequency. Also, know that it is possible for you to raise the vibration of others when you share your enlightenment with them. If they are ready and willing, you may travel together. It is not always necessary to clean house. Share your experience, and perhaps companionship may become ever stronger still as you evolve together. It is possible to grow in tandem.
Oh God, I love that so much.
And it's everything that we just talked about. It's just
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? It's just so important. Like, you can't pull people along with you, but if you just shine your light, they may be inspired to shine with you. You know who you are.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh,
That's a good way to end this.
I found this humorous.
All right, everybody. So with that, stay fresh, cheese bags.
Cheese pigs. Okay,
Cheese
now we gotta do
pigs.
it. Stay fresh, cheese pigs. I don't know what just happened. Okay, goodbye.